So it's over. It's actually over. As I'm sure you'll all be aware of by now, the BBC released a statement earlier today declaring the future of Doctor Who. And it's, well, let's have a look at it. Today we're announcing an update on our plans for the future of Doctor Who. As part of securing the next phase of the show for future generations, and in line with the BBC's charter and agreement requirements, the BBC will put Doctor Who out to competitive tender this year. Doctor Who remains an important part of the BBC, and this tender underpins the BBC's continued commitment to Doctor Who, ensuring audiences will enjoy the show for years to come. After careful consideration, the BBC, Russell T Davies and Bad Wolf have collectively decided not to go ahead with the previously announced Doctor Who Christmas episode. This decision was not taken lightly, and we know it will be disappointing for fans, but in order to set the show up for future series, it was decided then rather to bridge the gap with a one-off special, we are choosing to push forward to invest in the long-term future of the show, which ensures that when the TARDIS lands once more, it will do so in all its glory. It then goes on to say that the previously announced Doctor Who animation series for CBeebies is currently in production, so that's good because I am genuinely so intrigued about what this is actually going to be. Like, I know it won't be for me, I'm not 3 to 5 years old, but animated Doctor Who in any form just excites me. And then to finish off, details of the tender will be announced in due course. Russell T Davies also put out a statement on his Instagram that reads, "And so goodbye from me and to Doctor Who, but hello to the big new future of the show, as the BBC announces that it's putting the show out to tender. As a result, there won't be a Christmas special. We only cooked that up to guarantee a future when no one knew what would happen. But now we do know there's no need for it. You'll have to wait a bit longer for new Doctor Who, but you'll be waiting for more Doctor Who than a one-off, so it's worth it. For the record, there was no script, I never wrote it, and no actor was ever approached to play the Doctor. You may disagree, fine. Sit in that chair and wait to be proved right. You'll wait a long time. Now, I'm as excited as anyone to see what comes next. Will they keep the theme tune? Will they lose the blue box? Will they bring back the Draven? It's all up for grabs, which is so Doctor Who, exciting and unpredictable, and new. Here comes the future. Vorp vorp. So I have a lot of feelings coming away from reading that. I think regardless of whether the Christmas special went ahead or not, we kind of expected this to be the outcome. I've been saying for a while that we've needed Russell to step down, that we need a brand new production team to come in and really reinvent this show, and that the show was in dire need of a break. We've had these one-year breaks in the past, and then the show comes back and it tries to reinvent itself, but it just has never been enough. Like, realistically, it's never actually gone away long enough to be missed. And hopefully this is that. I just wish it wasn't done when it was. Reading the statement, they talk about abandoning the Christmas special because they didn't want it to be the thing that led into the next era, but I don't think anyone viewed it as that. I know I certainly didn't. I thought it was Russell's last chance to clean up this bullshit, because all of the mess and hangovers of that previous era still exist. Who is the boss? Why is Billy Piper here? And now that is probably never going to get followed up on. And part of me is like, that's good, because genuinely awful thing to do. But now that we know that we're never going to get a follow-up to that, that will forever be an embarrassing stain on Doctor Who's legacy, is beyond frustrating. Because I am all up for a second Wilderness Years. I think so much fan creativity comes out of this show. The books, the audios, the comics, the art, fan films, all of it. And we kind of can't do that now. But I was saying the same thing when we came away from the reality war. We don't have an incumbent Doctor. And that isn't a good look. Whether the show goes away for 5, 10, 15, 50 years, that space isn't being occupied. Like, I find it insane that the closest thing that we have to a concurrent Doctor is the Fugitive Doctor. And honestly, props off to Jo Martin, she deserves her light to shine. But again, there's only so much you can do with an incarnation of the character set before the character, if that makes sense. I think what's most frustrating about this entire situation is not that it's happened, but more that they've lied to us. This team have lied to us time and time again. They've lied to us about Ncuti's reasoning for leaving, saying that it was always the plan. Russell has mentioned there being multiple scripts written, telling the BBC that their jaws were on the floor when they read them, and it turns out all of that was just bullshit. All of it was just lies. And I feel a little bit betrayed. Look, I think Doctor Who fans could be some of the most unlikable and entitled people out there. But I'm sorry, when the main guy at the top is actively lying to its fan base, I have a problem with that. And it's not like it's just little white lies here and there. Like, no, we were strung along for 6 months that this Christmas special was definitely happening. And I didn't even really want it to happen. I fully expected it to be shit. I was like, we can get the big fan wankade Power of the Doctor Christmas special out of the way. They can clean up everything and then he can leave. And then in 5, 6 years' time, they can come back, fresh slate, and just move on. If this is the way the Doctor Who is going out, it is so undignified. Like, at least Classic Who had this speech. At least they had the foresight of, like, let's put a little nice moment that can go out on a high, we'll leave it open-ended. And, yeah, we are here. I don't even know what this video is. Like, I'm going to put bullet points down, and yeah. I feel so frustrated and conflicted because, on one hand, this is exactly what I wanted, you know? This means we're not going to get the Pete McTighe era, and I'm so happy because that would have just been more of the same. I'm glad this means brand new creatives coming in on board. But then another part of me is like, okay, but we're just going to have this weird baggage that's just going to, like, exist. Like, whether it gets followed up on, which, frankly, I don't really want them to, but, you know, it's just going to be there. It's going to be this lingering thing. That weird moment in time when, oh, remember when Carol Ann Ford came back during a flashback in an episode? Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? Remember the boss that was set up in a massive anniversary special? Yeah, no, we never got an answer to that. Like, it's such a messy departure. Ugh. I now know how people felt when KSI left the Sidemen. September 24th, 2021, I was so excited when this news dropped. In fact, I don't think I've ever been more excited about a Doctor Who announcement than I was this. I was so hyped to see what this man that had since gone on to create work like It's a Sin and Years was going to bring to this show. And then we got this. And I don't like saying it because, like, I do think good stuff has come from it. But honestly, I do kind of wish it just had never happened. I would have preferred just nothing. I can't help but feel like it's done so much damage to the show and its reputation that I just wish it didn't exist. And I can't really say that about any other era of the show. Yeah, I don't like the Chibnall era. Yeah, I think it does some really stupid things. And it comes close, sure, with stuff like The Time with Children, but I don't think that's nearly as bad as the stuff that we are left with for RTD2. It's just really frustrating. It's just a really annoying situation, and yeah.